Hi, everybody. Happy holidays. Miserable Liberal has a nice T-shirt on right there.
I
Look at
sure
that.
do,
And look
Jim.
at that mug. Those are great Christmas gifts. You get a Donnie Tynahans, you get a Jimmy Dore T-shirt. You get it all stuff right here. There's a link underneath at spreadshirt.com. Thanks very much for your support. Guess what? Angela Lansbury has a different take on the sexual harassment predicament that men are finding themselves in lately. The reckoning that's happening.
Not a mania.
Not a mania, the reckoning. Here's what Angela Lansbury says. Attractive women must sometimes take blame for the sexual harassment.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, good thing. Oh, good thing. But this is back to that Blossom. Remember the actress who played Blossom? I forget her name. When she did that, she said, she's been homely, so she didn't get sexually harassed. And she always... It's the same thing. Women must accept some blame for sexual harassment and abuse because they, quote, go out of their way to make themselves attractive to men. This is true. They do. We go out of their way. What does that mean, go out of their way? You mean like women...
Bathe.
They do their hair. They put on makeup. They dress nicely. They try to look attractive. They go out of their way. Go out of their way.
I can't believe she said this. Angela Lansbury has been around forever.
You know what's ironic?
Oh!
She's gaslighting us right now. She won an Academy Award for
Look
Gaslight.
at you, JD.
The movie Gaslight.
I'm very proud.
Well, she does backpedal a little. She says there are two sides to this coin. We have to own up to the fact that women, since time immemorial, have gone out of their way to make themselves attractive. And unfortunately, it has backfired on us, and this is where we are today. How the F does Angela Lansbury not get that this isn't about attractiveness, Steph? This is about...
This is about power. This is
Yes.
about control. This is about domination. This is about satisfying somebody's desire. And it's like, the idea that she is saying that women go out of their way and need to take responsibility is a real nice way of saying the victims are to blame.
Oh, yeah. That's totally victim blaming. And what's her... What does she mean go out of their way? And what is her solution? Like, what's the solution? Like, you gotta look a little less attractive. If your bangs are even, go cut them up a little bit and make them like what do you mean?
Sounds very close to what Mayim Bialik was saying, the actress who plays Blade Blossom. Sounds a lot like what she was saying. She was saying she doesn't dress to be too sexy to men, and she watches what she talks about. Like, again, like if it's their responsibility. It's one thing to get sexual attention from men. By the way, I saw this the other day. Some woman said, women who want sexual attention from men aren't sluts, and men who want to give women sexual attention aren't predators. That's normal. That's normal for women to want sexual attention and for men to want to give it. That's normal. It's about when it's not wanted. That's the whole point. So it sounds very much like what Mayim Bialik was saying, that she made sure that it's the wrong message. This is not. We went and got so pretty. Guys can't help themselves.
So be careful if you're a young teenage girl. Shame on you for being so hot. Really, that's what. Come on, that is awful.
I know. She added that the fault does not lie with individual victims. Should women be prepared for this? No, they shouldn't have to be.
What?
There's no excuse for that. And I think it will stop now. It will have to. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of men must be very worried at this point. I think you're right about that, but I don't think it's going to stop. It will have to. What does that mean?
I mean, come on. Matt Lauer didn't decide, hey, you know what? I got to go ahead and disconnect that button from under my desk. He wasn't worried.
That's so weird. Again, in a sense, I'm very lucky. I've never been in a position of power. Whenever I've done anything sexually, when I worked at a club, I wasn't a boss, right? I didn't have power over anybody in that club, right? I couldn't tell a waitress, hey, if you have sex with me, I'll make sure you're head waitress next month. I can't do that. I didn't have any power. You know what I mean, Ron?
Mm-hmm.
So, and everybody, I show up at a comedy club. Yeah, I'm the headliner, but I'm low man on the totem pole there, right? They're gonna. Mm-hmm. they're going to throw me under the bus before their head waitress, right? Somebody who makes them money all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to, again, I've never been in that position where I had a job and I had hired someone to work under me or everyone's
comedians,
always
we're just lone sharks. We're just kind of like, we're just the visitor.
Yeah. If I interacted with a woman in a comedy club, she was the manager. She was my boss. She hired and fired me. You know what I mean? So who knows? Thank God I've never been put in that position. Put it that way. But
I like the position where I'm just happy if I get a meal. That's just.
I just want to make sure
if I get a club
paid.
sandwich, I'm thrilled.
Well, if I get paid, if I get paid in free drinks, that'd be great. Her comments drew a strong response from Rape Crisis England and Wales, which said in a statement, quote, "It is deeply unhelpful. It is a deeply unhelpful myth that rape and other forms of sexual violence are caused or provoked by women's sexuality or attractiveness." Isn't it amazing that a woman, like, especially even I get
a
that.
woman with such background and history,
Right.
and
Like she doesn't know this. She doesn't know that what they had to tell her that. They had to tell her that. Isn't that? I know that.
Yeah, she should be setting an example. And I would say it's not a deep, unhelpful myth. I think that's kind of putting a bow on it. I think it is a dangerous myth because especially for younger people, like younger women, like maybe they develop early and now they feel ashamed of that. Now they're scared of that. Now, like they don't feel okay in their body because they're like, oh, well, I developed early, so now I'm doing something wrong by being out in the world, and that's kind of the message you're giving, and that's awful. That's absolutely terrible.
I agree.
But did you catch the other night the Victoria's Secret's big lingerie show? Come on, fellas, you missed that.
So that's the weird thing.
Come on, are you kidding?
So that's the weird thing. So they'll have. You go to an NFL game. They have cheerleaders there in short shorts and their push-up bras. And you go there's the Victoria's
and their high kicks
and they're Victoria's Secret. So we've set up this culture where we use sex to sell everything.
Everything. Oh, did you want to check me out eating a burger right now, dripping all over me?
So
come on.
So I know there's a difference between looking at a woman and ogling. I know there's a big difference between that. But when they have things like, they still do the Miss America pageant. They still have all that stuff.
Didn't our president run the Miss Universe pageant?
Yes. I wonder if he still does. But my point is that I thought we were supposed to, so they still have the swimsuit competition.
Mm-hmm,
so they have all these women who are supposed to be accomplished, right? They're smart. They've gone in college, and they're all this, and then they come out. Oh, by the way, could you guys get undressed and walk around for a while so we can put a number grade on you? That's what they do. Mm-hmm. They put a number grade on them, right? For that, so it seems unbelievably contradictory, right? To what we're preaching in our society right now, and it also is objectifying women, right? So, what do you think about that, Steph?
I remember the last time I watched one of those Miss America pageants, all the women were strutting across the stage and they started with mink coats on and furs, and then they threw the fur and they strutted across. And by the time I finished watching it, I felt like a 2. It was.
You felt.
Yes. And I just watched it and I just went, what century am I living in that this still continues? It is disturbing. And, when I see somebody who I have great respect for, she's a wonderful actress. She's wonderful. She's spectacular. I just saw her at the Mark Taper last year. And when come on, they're sending a lot of mixed messages, right? We hold women up to show them how beautiful they are and to sell everything from chewing gum to cars. I don't know, and sex sells, but then what kind of society and culture are we building with that?
So I've often had, I I don't understand. It's.
I
weird.
mean, watch a commercial tonight. Just when you watch television or you watch, on YouTube and you'll see the commercials and all of them, for the most part, anything that is alluring or attractive or anything has a woman in a bikini. It doesn't matter where she is.
I agree, Steph. It's great. So now so are men supposed to feel badly? If I'm watching the Victoria's Secret TV show, at what point do I start to feel badly? When should I start to feel like, when does it cross the line?
I guess up until the point you don't come.
Say what? Say go. What are you going to say?
I was going to say in the 17th hour.
So that's what's weird. So when is it okay to get to express a sexual interest in a woman, and when isn't it? Right. I'm gonna guess at work it's not good. That's a bad time. Don't do it at work.
Yeah.
I was just reading.
But are there guys who work at Victoria's Secret? I'm sure there's guys who are
Okay, I am gonna say this. All right, I went to, I believe it was it was a Victoria's Secrets, and they have male clerks.
No.
Yes, they do, because I think somebody.
But they're gay, right? That's okay if they're gay, right? Am I wrong about
really,
that?
I need a man handing me another bra to see does this one fit, ma'am? Are you kidding me?
I'm with you on that. I think that's crazy.
I've never seen that.
When's a fella gonna get a break and get a job at a lingerie store?
When are men gonna get their day in the female lingerie department? Although I tell you, it's ironically, sales go up when women sell men's underwear. Isn't that funny? Hey, could you help me out? I'm looking for something that lifts
and separates.
All right. Well, again, it's a crazy time we're living. Angela Lansbury, that's quite a thing. Like, there's a difference between getting sexual attention from men and then men being what do you call assaulters?
Well,
there's a difference between giving a woman sexual attention and then being harassing, right? And giving women sexual attention at work is, I think, considered harassing in any level, right? So just don't do it at work.
Well, I think it's one of those things. I think the big kind of thing is like there's a difference between like empowerment and then being a predator.
Right.
But like that's like where there's a huge difference, because it's like
Yes.
if you're choosing to, model a bathing suit or whatever, and you feel great about your body and you've exercised or whatever, and you're ready and you're like, hey, here I am, like that's a lot different than somebody that's like, ogling you at work when you're just trying to go about your business and do your job.
It's like, I gotta work. Can I just go to work without having to put up with? I have to worry about fucking guys hitting on me at work. I get that, women. So that's what women shouldn't have to worry about that shit at work. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, if I am a victim of Harvey Weinstein's and I read what Angela Lansbury says, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm in this industry because I think that I'm good enough to be in films and I have to then take responsibility for that. I think it's a crisis in our country, and I think, Ron, you put it perfectly earlier, but that, it's really shining a light on this problem, and that it's not over, and we still need to dig a little deeper to this, because it's not going away. As long as there are people in positions of power, they're going to take advantage of the people that are beneath them.
I agree. Yeah, that's a fact. That's for sure.
I mean, look at our country, how they're taking advantage of the whole middle class and underclass. I mean, what chance do we have?
Yeah, I look forward to, the next newscast that talks, about how the horrible sexual harassment in our culture, and then they throw it to a commercial from Carl's Jr., right? Where someone, those commercials?
Yes.
Anyway.
Gosh, yeah. And, when am I going to find out what's going on with Kim Kardashian? It's a weird culture.
I know. So I guess December 4th, the Monday, Cenk Uygur is our special guest on our live Jimmy Dore show. That's in Burbank, California. Link for tickets right there. That's going to be a great show. Also, please make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you get a notice whenever we drop a video. Lots of people tell us that they're unsubscribed from our show and they didn't do it and they don't get notices. So please make sure you subscribe, click the bell. Make sure if you already are subscribed, make sure you are still. Okay, you know what I'm saying. And thanks for your support.